All right. Good afternoon and good morning, everybody. Welcome to our 15th edition of Success Spotlight, or our April edition. I guess April 2025 edition would be more appropriate to say. As you know, my name is Nolan Duda. I'm the Client Experience Manager for IdealTraits, and got another great guest lined up for you. So thank you for taking the time over the next 30 to 45 minutes to listen, learn, and hopefully take some things to obviously improve your hiring process. So today's guest is Beau Vincent. Beau opened up Vincent Family Insurance in 2019. Since 2019, the agency has gotten to 8,000 policies with 10 million in overall premium. But since 2022, Beau has served as a consultant with Craig Wiggins Coaching and has a leadership academy that he opened at that time too as well. Outside of doing any leadership or consulting or running his agency, Beau is really big on faith, family, and community. As you can see, Beau has a broken arm at the current moment. So he accidentally just did that while coaching some baseball. So does a lot of coaching in his community, serves as a deacon at his church, and then really just spends a lot of time giving back to his community. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that today. But Beau, I know you're busy. I know you got a broken arm. I know you're about to go tomorrow. So I appreciate you setting aside 30 minutes to go with us. You're welcome to Success.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me. One, I truly appreciate it. I'm thankful that you thought that I had something of value to offer. So I want to first off, thank you. Appreciate everybody who joined also today. I saw my good friend, John Tunnell, on here. John, shout out to you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. So, Nolan, thank you for the intro. It always feels good when somebody gets to intro me, because my podcast, The Conviction of a Leader, all I do is intro people and interview them. So it's always good when somebody does it for me every once in a while, which is awesome. So I didn't tell you this, so you didn't have it in the intro, but this is for everybody else out there. Me and 7 friends started a conference called C8 Summit. Jeff, who is a partner at IdealTraits, I asked him if he would partner with me on my last presentation. And it was an hour presentation that I delivered 4 different times, because at C8 Summit, Nolan, it's all about masterminding small groups being led by one of the founders of the conference. So we deliver, I believe, top-notch content, but we have it in a small group setting. So for example, it'd be 10 to 20 people per table with one presenter in a 45-minute presentation with 15 minutes of questions. And I brought Jeff along because I wanted to teach this year about my secrets to attracting, retaining, and developing talent, and how I use IdealTraits to do that. So I brought Jeff along the way, which was great. And I think it was very positive for attendees. And I think it's been fruitful for IdealTraits also. So I'm actually going to give maybe a shortened version of what people that got to attend C8 this year would have gone. So I gave, obviously, like I said, a 45-minute hour presentation. So I'm not going to do the full hour. There's some stuff in here I can skip. And Nolan, tell me how long I need to go so we have enough time at the end.
For sure. Yeah. If you want to go till, let's say 2:30, 2:35, and then if anybody has any questions as Beau goes throughout it, throw those in the Q&A. We'll make sure we reserve like 10 to 15 minutes at the end to go through your questions too. But yeah, I think this is a great direction for those that didn't get the chance to go to C8 to be able to get a look at this presentation. I think it's great.
Sweet. So, all right, let's see. You see me now?
See you. Yep. You're good.
Okay. So you see my screen, right?
Yep. The secret to attracting, retaining, and developing talent.
Great. So I have done this before, but it is a little different using my left hand. So I'm going to do my best. I'm right-handed, and break my right arm. Like Nolan said, I took a baseball line drive directly to the center of my forearm, and it broke right about here. So stinks, but all right, I'm ready to go. And we're going to talk about the secrets to attracting, retaining, developing talent. So 2 of the most common setbacks over all of these years of coaching, consulting, and before that, I was a regional manager. One of the biggest things I've noticed, 2 of the most common setbacks, is staffing and sales. I've worked with hundreds of agencies as a coach and consultant over the last 3 years. I currently work with close to 30 right now in the Leadership Academy in 1-to-1. So like I said, these are the 2 most common things that I come across, which is staffing in sales. I I think that most of those things also fall under leadership. Staffing, to staff correctly, hire, retain, develop takes a great leader. I also think that having the right staff will lead to having better sales. So wrong people, no training, no processes can affect your sales too. So those are the two biggest things that I've seen. But the biggest question I'm going to help you answer today is a lot of people, my question is this: is it their fault or is it your fault? Is it the candidate's fault that they don't fit your team, or is it your fault for hiring them? Did you ask the right questions? Did they lead you astray in the interview process? So these three C's I'm going to focus on today are culture, compensation, and career development. So I call them the three C's. These are the three C's, the secrets to attracting, retaining, and developing talent. So if you hire a person who fits in the three C's, you will retain them longer, have better culture, lower turnover. And I personally, I only want to hire people that fit into my three C's. It's non-negotiable for me. So what are those three C's? Let's talk a little bit more about them. Culture. Culture is a team-oriented environment. We have sales reps that want a positive, collaborative team that support each other's success. Strong leadership, a leadership team that leads by example, provides coaching, invests in employees' growth. We have a people first mindset, a company that values customers and employees over pure profit. Now, I'll tell you this: I have always made a profit when I focused and invested in people first. People created processes. So it goes people, processes, and then profit for me. When I go in that order, I never lose. I haven't lost yet, knock on wood, but I haven't lost yet investing in other people. All right. Compensation is the second C. Benefits. So we could talk about health insurance, supplemental insurance, 401k match. We have competitive base, uncapped salaries, uncapped commissions, a stable base. Some agents don't. So you need to be very, very vocal in your ad and in your interview process if you offer a decent salary. Believe it or not, I think a lot of agents in America are still paying $20,000 to $30,000 for salaries, hoping they get top-notch people because they offer a ton of commission. And then the last one is bonus and incentives. What other extras? Here's an example, Nolan. Tomorrow, I just told you I'm flying 7 salespeople to Texas for the Texas Leaders Forum. Why? Well, one, they're going to learn. Two, they love it. They love to travel. They love to be around the team. We are all remote except for 2 employees that alternate going in the office. I'm even remote. I'm at home right now. So we need to talk about the extra things, the trips, the cash incentives, the prizes. What do we do to motivate people? What do we do to connect with them, to show them that we're listening, that we care, well beyond their W-2? The last one is career development. People need a clear career path. Rep, Reps want to know, can they move up and how can I move up? Am I ever going to be a leadership and management? Or do you have specialized sales roles? Do you have specialized service roles? We tell them what our strong training is and mentorship. I'm a coach. I coach a lot of other agencies. I help them find success in leadership and training. I do the same for my own team, and they need to hear that. We also have on-demand training from CWC. So I talk about that benefit too. I want to show them that we're not only going to support their career development, how I'm going to support it. Seeing is believing. They don't just need to hear it from you. Personal and professional development. So I also have connected them with financial advisors and other professionals that will help them grow beyond the workplace. So a couple of years ago, Nolan, I decided to do this for my team because we were starting to grow and explode in sales. We
Yeah.
went from 700,000 at the end of my first year to we've just crossed 10 million. My goal is to cross 20 million this year. So in 5 years to go from 700,000 premium 20, that's a lot of money increase, premium increase. I also wanted my team who was doubling, tripling their own salaries and pay also know how to manage it. So showing people that you care well beyond. Does that actually keep them working for me? No. Does it guarantee they will? No. But does it help them? Yes. And I always win when I invest in people. Okay. So top priorities of licensed sales professional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3 C's. I'm going to show you where they stand, and I'm going to show you how to figure out your 3 C's and then put them into your interview process in your application, job description, etc. So licensed sales professionals, what do they want? Top career priorities for insurance sales reps. Look at number 1. Nolan, is that a C? Is that one of my C's?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
What is number 2? Is that one of my C's?
Another one of your C's.
And then look at the third one.
And
I don't know how I became so smart. Must have been God. No, it definitely was God. So I figured out, I used to say there was an invisible gray line where compensation and culture met. And then guess what happened? Somebody quit because of career development. So I'm like, wow. So there's a third C because they wanted to know, am I ever going to grow beyond this position? How are you going to help me grow? Do you even care? Do you have a plan for me? Do you care what my plan is for my career? So when I landed on the 3 C's, it's changed the way that I recruit, I retain people, because people will leave you when you do not meet the 3 C's. They will come to work for you when you do meet the 3 C's. And when you understand that, you can speak to it in interview processes and it will attract people to you, because the craziest part, Nolan and everybody listening, is that most people will not be able to tell you they're looking for 3 C's. They might say, I'm looking for this. I'm working for an at-home job and I'm looking for this pay and I want to be a manager. But they don't realize those are the 3 C's. That's my secret. We know it's the 3 C's. They don't know. Okay. So by offering, I'm just going to read what I wrote here, make sure I didn't miss anything. By offering and highlighting these areas in your job description and interviews, insurance agencies can attract and will retain top sales talent. The most important part is to attract who you are. Hire those that fit your culture, career development, compensation structure. Okay. Where do they rank in the mind of the candidate? We just went through. Now, there's a couple other things on there that are lower level: job stability, quality leads, work-life balance. To me, work-life balance falls under culture. We have a culture where, hey, you bust your butt while you're at work and you clock out, you enjoy your life. Also, we have a big culture around family first. I have a lot of single mothers that work for me. I respect that. I love my mom. I respect my mom. So I let people know in interviews. I don't ask them, hey, are you a single mom? That's against the law. But if it comes up, I tell them how we support them. Okay. Timeline. Presentations are tools that can be used as speech. What is this? Why does this feel different? So if you are, I'm going to skip that slide. Let's go. Let's move on. Okay. Because this is looking different to me. I'm not sure what happened to it. Let me go back for a sec. Okay. In our insurance field, I want you guys to see we are one of the highest industries for job postings. You see, we're second to the dental field. So isn't that crazy? Nolan, how many people tell you they're understaffed and they need help?
So many. Look how much it's gone up too in the last 4 years, since 2024. I mean, I'm sure it's only gone up since then too.
55% of the job listings are in insurance or medical field. That's crazy. So, team, and everybody out there today, just goes to show you that you have to set yourself apart. Just because you get an interview with somebody great doesn't mean you're going to get them. I know I could ask right now in the chat how many people have made a job offer this year alone that somebody didn't accept. Now, if you can connect with them through this 3 C's, it's going to resonate with them. They're going to feel inspired. I always say this. One of my favorite lines is to learn to inspire people, not manipulate people. When you learn to inspire people, they're attracted to you. They're attracted to you because you seem to get them. You care about them. When you manipulate people, they eventually find out. And manipulating people could be like, hey, come to work for us. You could make $100,000, and you manipulate them. And then they find out, wow, no one in your agency's ever even made $75,000, let alone $100,000. Or you say, hey, if you sell, 75 items a month, you'll make $120,000 a year. And then they find out your agency only sells 75 items. So you need to be honest. You need to be transparent. My computer's running slow today. Am I good?
Yeah, you're on job posting with your 3 C's in mind.
Yes, sure. Got it.
Yep.
All right. So here is a example job posting. Now, I don't know when I'll have to use you as the audience unless,
Yep. Of
someone wants to speak up, but
course.
here is one job listing. And what I did at C8 is I stopped and I said, take a look at it, agency owners. What do you see? What stands out to you in this job listing? Understanding that 55% of job postings are in insurance. What stands up to you? How about hit some chat? Let's give it a minute.
Yeah.
Everybody take a look at the screen, hit the chat. Good, bad. What do you notice?
What do you notice?
I mean,
I noticed like three things right away. And I was like,
it's,
oh boy.
dude, anybody hitting chat? Come on, team.
Use the Q&A, folks.
Yeah.
What do you see? All right. Lisa says salary range. All
Oh,
right.
very good. Great.
Well, yeah.
Well, is that it? I don't see any other chat. I don't see chat at all, actually.
We got more. The print is very small. They're saying, okay, maybe they can't see it.
Oh, okay. Um, well, all right. All right, I'll let you go. So I see the salary range she put in Q&A. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So what do you see, Nolan?
Yeah. So we got a couple salary ranges here. We got benefits and don't see a chat option. So the Q&A used is perfect. That's exactly where you throw it. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Salary range, too vague. Like, what's the difference between making
Way
20?
too much text, Tyler said.
Yeah. I think that the job overview is just too overwhelming. Like it seems like it's a
Too
lot.
wordy.
Yeah. Too
Too
wordy.
wordy. One solid paragraph. So my eyes typically look for numbers. I see 25 years. Then I went to 100 potential clients per day. Then I went down and saw the salary range, what somebody else said. That's a giant salary range. So what you're telling me before I apply is that I probably will make around 20 grand salary if I don't sell anything, but I could make 150K if I have the entire world at my disposal, which means no one ever makes 150. Because if people were making 150, they'd have a smaller range.
Yeah.
So 5 to 7 is too long. 100%. 5 to 7 years. Are you kidding me? Required in giant letters. Required. If you don't have fun, you listen to me. I actually love people with less. Why? They have less bad habits.
Yeah.
So I'm almost the exact opposite. I'll interview anybody that fits our 3 C's, but like to say must have 5 to 7 years and it's required, you're telling them don't you dare apply.
Yep.
Must possess active insurance license in multiple states, no exceptions. So like if I read this, I'd say I don't even know what state you're in, but I only have Ohio, so I don't even know if I'm at. That's it.
Yep.
Plus, I make 75 grand right now. Why would I take a job where I might make 20 grand? Okay. So
Yeah.
I think that's a lot. What else?
Yeah. I think too, it's important to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we move on to this next one, those of you that are like mentioning, hey, that won't make it on a deed, that I'll get very few applications. Exactly. Right. Like this is what things in your job ad, maybe you just have a bulky description. Maybe you just have a vague or too big of a range on your salary, or maybe you don't have enough benefits. Maybe
It,
your requirements is too much, right? That's the point that Bo's trying to make is that, it doesn't have to be all of these things. It could just be one of them that could really throw off how many applicants you receive.
Tyler, you're dead right. The salary range is too big for Indeed to accept
Yep.
that. They may not even accept the ad. They may bury it. All right. What do you think of this one?
All right. We're still, yeah, here goes the yeah.
Are we
I
going in
mean,
the
is
right
this even a
direction?
job ad? Is this even a job ad? That's what I would ask. That's what I would ask.
Tyler, you had a lot of feedback. What do you think of this one?
So
John Tunnel, anybody else out there? What do you think?
yeah.
I mean, you're gonna nail it. I'm sure there's not much to look at, but
Yeah.
uh,
Greg says whole ad is a mess. I'm
yeah,
sure he's alluding to both here.
it is a mess. Um, okay. What is that? Okay. So it's too small. Looking for a sales job. We are hiring an insurance sales rep. No crap. Must sell insurance. Must have an active license. So another one. Must have an active license. My eyes go to no on remote. I mean, most of the people that are sitting on hires or that have empty spots in their agencies are not hiring remote at this point. Um, Property and casualty license must be willing to work. That's hilarious. That literally the requirement must be willing to work. No
Yeah.
crap. Responsibilities. Talk to customers. Duh. Okay. I think we all see what's wrong with this. Not enough. There's nothing inspiring about it. It just is, it's laughable, honestly. And these are real, by the way. So here is mine. So not only have I worked on this consistently over the years, but I also had Nolan and Jeff over the years also help me feel like it's pretty dialed in. I start out with more of an inspiring statement, compelling. I want to compel them, inspire them. Because here's the thing, I use bolds because I want their eyes to go to it. Now, some people are going to read the whole thing, and then there's going to be Beau Vincent who says, I'm going to scan this document and I'm going to go to most of these highlighted, the
Yeah.
bold areas. I tightened up my salary range. Now, it doesn't represent how much people make for me, which is scary. Trust me, it's scary to put out there and say 50 to 70 when I know most people, my average person probably makes 65, but my best person makes 125. So it's scary to not put 65 to 125. But if you want to get people to apply and find its legitimacy, you got to tighten it up. So compelling statement, and I hit my three C's. Okay. Super short. Base, look at it. Base salary plus commission, entry level candidate, start around 35,000, can make up to 65 during their first year, bringing total compensation to 100 grand. Experienced candidates start at 50,000 base, can make up to 75,000 commission, bringing a total of 125. So I told them exactly how they're going to get there. Is
Yeah.
that more trustworthy than just saying, hey, you could make 20 grand to 120, 150?
Perfect.
Who would you trust more? Because at the end of the day, I say this all the time. Do you guys understand that a candidate is a lead and we have to sell to them? We have to sell and they have to buy. A lot of times we think they need to buy from us. Well, in that mindset, you don't probably get the people you want. So I look at it like this. I am here to qualify you. Do you fit my three C's? And if you do, I'm going to sell you the job now. Not desperately, but I'm going to sell you the job now because I want you to work for me. So you see all the bold, then we go down and I listed all of my benefits. Seems like a lot, but when you look at a lot of benefits, it should be encouraging. When you have no benefits, it should be discouraging for people. Guys, we are not competing with other Allstates and State Farms. We are competing with corporations like Allstate, like Geico, like Progressive. They have 401ks, they have paid time off, they have dental health and vision, they have life insurance, disability insurance, they have hands on training, they have really good processes. We're not competing with the guy down the road. We're competing with every single person in the insurance industry. And if you want to take a head of household or even a secondary income, you better show them why they should work for you. So that though all those benefits down there fall into compensation pretty much. Okay. Any questions on this?
Haven't had any come in.
No.
I think it makes total sense. You know, showed really the extremes, right? The job ad that's too vague and too wordy, the job ad that's, just doesn't have enough at all, right? And then a really good balance in between where you have that direct compensation, but you explain how that can work, right? With the boldings and benefits all listed out. And I think a lot of times people underestimate how many benefits they have at their agency,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of things that get left off of your job ad because you feel as if it just doesn't
Not
apply.
a look,
It's not
look, Monday
important.
through Friday.
Yeah.
How many people here do Monday through Friday? I bet well, every single agent on here doesn't
Yeah.
work Saturday or Sunday for the most part. And I put it on there. Why? Because a lot of people that are applying, I also hire unlicensed people. I do. I don't just hire licensed. So for me, I want somebody in retail or the service industry to be like, oh my God, no more nights and weekends. Done. Raised hand. Mary, let's go ahead and take it now. Go ahead.
So, Mary, if you got a question, throw it in that Q&A. I think she might have just been raising her hand for the who only works Monday through Friday. Potentially,
Oh, okay.
Mary, use that Q&A
Perfect.
section there at the bottom. Should be able to fire some her question. But while you're at it, Jeff did have a question. Jeff
It's funny, I
Adams.
just said that. So, do you hire licensed only? No, I hire licensed and unlicensed, and I love training unlicensed people. It's actually my favorite. I have a very good process. Feel free to reach out to me. Nolan can put my email in the chat. It's Beau at craigwigginscoaching.com. I'd be
Yep.
more than happy to help you, give you a little bit of advice. If you're looking for a personal coach to hold your hand through the process and teach you and release you, that's me. In CA, where cost of living is high, hiring can be more of a challenge. I love hiring unlicensed, and I'll explain to you how, Jeff, I'll do a real big overview. We hire unlicensed people that fit our 3 C's. And the last question I ask, which is the most important, is do you like to sell? And do you think you can sell? Okay. Then I put them in a 2 to 3 month process of training. Think of it as who's ever heard of an MIT, manager in training? Nolan?
Yeah,
You heard of that? Okay.
I did
So
a
everybody,
manager.
okay. So it's essentially LSP in training now. I used to call it sales assistant, but I'll tell you, people don't like that title. It scares them. I do know they like licensed sales professional in training. In the first 3 months is the training. So I get them, Jeff. Long story short, I can give more detail later. They telemarket immediately. Day two, they already know how to use the phone, telemarket, set appointments, transfer for my team, and they add value immediately. We would all agree that live transfers are very valuable. So when you have somebody in-house doing them for your team that says, hey, Nolan, I got somebody on the line that's looking for a home quote. I'd love to transfer them to you right now. They used to be with State Farm. They're looking for, Jeff's like, oh, they were State Farm, but State Farm's not renewing them.
Mm.
So transfer them to the team. Still, we get value immediately from them. And if they cannot transfer calls, work our computer system, and sell a quote, they're never going to sell ever. And I'll let them go. So I save money by not getting them a license, not using binding, not buying them leads for 3 months. Okay. Cool. Go work for a big corporation. They have a very strict policy process too. And I never worked for a big corporation like insurance wise, but I like having structure. I like having expectations and setting them. So, all right. We were going to do a live demo. Let me see if it actually works on here. I don't know if it will.
Yeah, it might not play.
Okay. Yeah. Cause it was a video, but I guess I don't know how to get it to play right now. Okay. So crafting your culture statement. So here, this is the most important part. So hopefully bought into the 3 C's by now. And if not, I want you to think about the last 3 people that quit. What were their excuses? And be honest with yourself. Did they not like your culture? Would you not bend to the culture they wanted? Did you not meet their compensation, their money expectations? Did you not have benefits like health insurance, 401ks? And lastly, uh, did you have career development for them? Because, like I said, I do lose people sometimes when they want to be a leader or a manager, and it's not happening fast enough for them, or I'm never going to make them one. So your culture statement sets the tone for your company. It should express your core values, leadership philosophy, team environment in a way that excites potential candidates. Guys, this presentation may feel kind of boring, but when you are doing an interview, think of it as a presentation. How do you present your company? Are you boring? Are you making them entertain you? Or is it a two-way street? You entertain, you ask a question, they entertain you with their question. Or is it entertaining? Okay. Does it excite them? Are you boring? Do you want them to excite you when you're really boring? Have fun. Okay. Craft your culture statement, your agency's mission or mantra. So we love insurance, but we love people more. Nolan, I trademarked that in 22 or 23 because I was saying it on the podcast a lot. I was
Yeah.
walking around at conferences and speaking and presenting, and I used it a lot. And I just wanted to protect its integrity so that, Progressive didn't have it on a commercial in the future and there's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
They might say, hey, I really like that. I always think, Nolan, how cool would it be if Allstate bought it from me and they brought back Dennis. I can't remember his name, but he used to say, "You're in good hands." That's
Yeah,
ours. Like, that'd be really cool. Somebody like him could hire that. So it doesn't matter what company you work for, these three C's are going to work. I could go back, I could go to retail, service industry. You just use the three C's, it'll help you attract people. So start out with your agency's mission, kind of put it together. How leadership supports employees, mentorship, training, empowerment, focus on work-life integration, team support, company values. So here's an example. This is my first paragraph on the job description. At Vincent Family Insurance, we believe in putting people first. Our guiding principle is we love insurance, but we love people more. Is at the heart of everything that we do. We prioritize our team's growth and well-being because our employees feel valued, trained, supported, and they succeed. Our culture is built on trust, teamwork, and commitment to making insurance simple, effective, rewarding for both employees and customers.
yeah,
Pro tip: use real examples of how your leadership team supports employees, such as mentorship programs, trainings, or work-life balance initiatives. So here's an example. I could say, I'm excited to talk to you about how our team has such a great culture. And what is great culture? We have 13 people that live in all different areas remotely across America, and they somehow still come together as a team. Let me tell you about how Nolan last week took a phone call for Beau and he closed the sale. That is what our culture is like. Nolan closed that for Beau. Beau got the credit. Nolan did it out of kindness of his heart because at Vincent Family Insurance, we love insurance, but we love people more. So if you're off, you're on the phone, or you're on vacation, we're still going to help you. If you can't make a sale, we love to team sell. So we talk about our culture. Okay. Use real examples. They're going to listen. If you hire them, someday they're going to find out were your examples real or a lie. If I come to work for you and I find out all your examples were lies, I'm out. I'm out.
very true.
Greg, what was your question? I really try to help them be the best they can be, but some say, oh, I know that or got that already, yet results are not there. So they go. Have CWC, other salespeople help them.
Yeah, I think he might have his answer, Bo, because I think you can only do so much for someone,
Yeah,
right? Yes,
yeah.
where it's like, hey, it sounds as if you've tried to give them that support. It sounds as if you let them go through CWC and maybe other resources, and you're still getting met with friction. So it just might not be someone who aligns with your culture and your vision. Is that
I
fair,
would
Bo?
say, yeah, I would say drill down on coaching.
Yeah,
Ask questions that figure out or that will help you decide, are they coachable? So explaining what your sales process is and asking them, what is your maybe ask them what is your sales process, and then ask them what do they think of this sales process ahead of time. And then ask them, are you willing to learn a sales process like this?
yeah,
Are you willing for me to potentially tell you that we don't sell on price and I won't allow it? We sell on liability. We build rapport and we find the right coverage. So maybe drill in on coaching, and if and because there is nothing worse, Greg, but than hiring somebody that you think is a good fit and they're not. But that would also fall under culture. They don't fit your culture, because my culture is you better be willing to role play and role play a lot. And if you're not going to want to work for me. Okay. So I tell them that ahead of time. And you'll see, I pull this all together at the end. So I'm going to speed up slightly because we're at 30 minutes. So I'm going to just speed up over the next two. Crafting your career development statement. This section sells the opportunity and helps candidates envision themselves as part of your team. Should be clear, compelling, focus on growth potential. Focus on not where they are today, where they're going to be. Okay. Who are you looking for? Licensed agents, sales professionals, motivated team players? What are you looking for? What makes your company different, your team different? Flexible work, top tier training, company values, how your agency supports success. Talk about it. Work life balance, workflow optimization, mentorship. My vision statement for career development. We are looking for driven, licensed insurance professionals who want to be rewarded for helping customers while working in a people first, team driven environment. At Vincent Family Insurance, we don't believe in working longer hours. We believe in working smarter and more effectively. We teach proven workflows that lead to consistent sales success without sacrificing work life balance. Our team consistently ranks among the top performing agencies in the country, and we are committed to growing our employees' careers while maintaining a culture where people come first. Candidates want to see, pro tip, candidates want to see how they'll succeed at your agency. Emphasize mentorship, training, structured workflow. Here's a simple one. Rachel came to us with management experience, and I decided to hire her as a licensed sales professional. And after 3 years, she is now our sales manager. She has doubled, if not tripled, her income, and she now oversees more people as a sales manager than she ever did as an office manager in any agency.
Hmm.
Makes considerably more too. So that means something to people. Wouldn't you rather work, if you were an employee, would you rather work at a bigger company, have a smaller job and make more money? Or would you rather have a bigger job and make considerably less money? I think most people know they feel taken advantage of when they have a big title, do a lot of work, but make half the money they should.
Yep.
Crafting your compensation statement. Top performing candidates look for clear, honest, competitive pay structures. A transparent compensation statement builds trust, attracts motivated hiring professionals. Key elements: clear base and commission structure. It needs to be clear. I'm a big fan of three or less things to focus on in your compensation. Can't have 15. Like I work with Allstate. Some of you may not. I have about 100 different qualifiers, 100 different ways to pay. Too confusing. You know what I focus on? Selling homes and autos and adding the third line. That's what I focus on because you know why? It's too confusing. I know my average, but my team knows exactly what they make. Exactly. They know what to focus on. Uncapped. Why? Okay. I have stories in bigger insurance companies and insurance agencies where the agents couldn't afford to pay them all their commission that month. They had to spread it out over months or say, oh, I can't cut this big check to you because what if you quit next month? Well, they earned it. They wrote it. So to say uncapped sounds obvious to you, but it needs to be said. Remember, the agent down the road or the state farm, all state farmers, whoever independent down the road is not your only competition. Big companies. Now, I've heard of big companies that cap their commission or they say, oh, you don't get anything in that because you sold outside of your expertise. A simple explanation of how performance leads to higher pay. Pretty simple. We offer a competitive base salary with an aggressive commission structure that allows top performers to earn 50 to 100K. Annually, our commissions are uncapped. More you sell, the more you make. On top of that, we provide 401k match, blah, blah, blah. Go through all that. You earn your worth here. I always tell people, Nolan, you will earn what you deserve here. You're going to earn it. You're either going to get promoted, make a lot of money, or you're going to get fired. You'll earn it. Trust me. I will make sure you get what you deserve. I will fire you or I will promote you. You'll make money or you won't work here. So, okay. My top two salespeople, 70 items a month and 50. Networker and nurturer makes no sense. Yeah. So interview them. If you find success interviewing people that don't fit this closer, the sales leader, interview whoever you want. Look at resumes, look at experiences. So also, you may have found people that really, really mesh with you. And that's
Yep.
the truth. Team atmospheres, fitting culture, fitting the leader is very important. If they don't fit your leadership, don't hire them. You're going to have problems with them and you're ignoring the red flag already. All right, use realistic earning expectations. You know what pisses me off the most, Nolan, is I used to coach somebody that told me they had a $10,000 monthly bonus. You know what the bonus was for? 100 items sold.
Yep. Okay.
You know what the agent sold as an agency? Their record month?
What is it?
80 items.
Oh,
So they were like, so what they were telling people is that they were giving them this glimmer of hope that, hey, people sell 100 items in our agency. How would you feel, Nolan, if I recruited you saying you could make 120 G's a year in bonuses if you just sell 100 items a month? And you're like, I think I could do it. And then you've come to find out this agency only works off of referrals and win backs, and they don't even sell 100 items as an agency. I would feel, I would feel manipulated slightly.
Start looking for a new job, probably.
Yep. Okay. Put them in your interview. So I can send that out. Okay. Um, Lastly, here's the takeaways. 3 C's: culture, compensation, career development. Know that. Understand that. Job posting, craft it using the 3 C's. Statements. The statements are for your interview, by the way. You're in an interview. You need to get out all these things in your statements so that people understand who you are and they do they want to work with you? Should they want to work with you? Oh, I think that's it. Oh, I want to show you my favorite interview question. I'm going back. Look at this. Actually, not statement, not interview question. And then I'm done. Look at the very bottom. See this? Don't work for us. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Don't work for us if you don't like to sell or don't want to sell. Don't work for us if you don't like to role play. Don't work for us if you are a half empty glass person. Don't work for us if you're negative. Don't work for us if you don't love insurance, and don't love people more. Don't work for us if you're any of these people. You will not like working here. I make it very clear. I almost want to scare people away from me than to attract people that shouldn't work for me. Just don't. So that's it. I'm going to unshare. And if anybody has questions, go ahead.
Fire them in. Yeah.
Nolan, any questions, any comments?
No questions for me. I think that's, really beneficial to obviously go through. I think that, obviously with the job ad, that's where a lot of the friction is met, because we're posting a job, we're putting effort into putting it together, but we're not receiving the amount of applications that we do. Do you ever go through the process of sponsoring your ad, Beau, or do you let it go organically?
I do both. So Nolan, you'll have to tell me if this is a good or a bad practice, but
Sure.
I currently do not sponsor because I hire proactively. So
Okay.
I am an agent that has a lot of success in retaining employees because I'd only hire when I want somebody, not need. I thank God in 1 step, 2 steps ahead of what I need because I know where I'm going. I'm going to be
Sure.
20 million. So I need 20 people roughly by the end of this year. I'm at 13. I think I have 2 with offers out this week. So I'll be at 15 employees by the end of the month.
Yeah.
But I hire based on want, not need. I will literally tell Nolan, I will hire you because I want you, not because I need you, and I'll create a position for you. And I'm so encouraged and I'm excited. You should be proud of yourself, Nolan, that you crushed this interview so much that I don't even need you, but I want you so bad. I'm creating a position for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, I sponsor when I do feel like I need to hire or I need to hire more. And if I don't get enough people by this time next month, I'll sponsor because I need to get to 20 by July, roughly. So, because I should be acquiring another agency that's going to put me most of the way to there. So, let me explain. My best practice when I sponsor it is I like to post it somewhere around Friday, and I like to pause it somewhere after Monday afternoon. Why? Because I think the most people will apply for jobs on the weekends or nights. So I like to sponsor post a job on a Friday. And why do I pause it? Because let me ask everybody, would you let leads come in that you can't work? Why do we let candidates come in that we're never going to work? So if we're behind and we get 100 applications from sponsoring over a weekend, you should pause it, get through the 100, archive them, interview them, and then redo it. It'll save you money. It's a good practice. It'll hold you accountable. You don't buy 600 leads and work them slowly. No, you buy 10 a day and work them. That's my best practice.
Yeah. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? Not enough people make that connection between candidates and leads, right? It's easy one. You should be calling, emailing, and texting, like just like you would a lead.
Banana, right? You put it on the counter, it slowly gets old.
Oh yeah.
Same
Quick.
with the lead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Let me see if there's anything else here. I don't want to take anybody's spot. Yeah, great point. Yeah, some folks agree with that, obviously, which is great. And I think we talked about this in success spotlights in the past, and what it sounds like you talked about with that sponsorship, just to sort of put a bow on that, is hiring for a position of strength, right? Well, we're urgently hiring, It's more expensive, it's more time consuming, and it takes more resources. And it's oftentimes more stressful, right? But it sounds as if you put yourself in a position to not have to sponsor, which makes it more affordable, if you will, to where you don't have to sponsor because you're allowing resumes to come in because you're proactively looking because you don't need somebody now. And when you do get into a position where you do need somewhere, you need to bring someone on, put that sponsorship on there to get in front of as many people. But I think that that's a really great way to go about it because hiring too many times is done as a reactive process. But I suppose the last thing to recap, usually the last question I ask about is, the one thing that you think would be a takeaway. I think that you've made it very clear. The takeaway is the three C's, right? Like those are the three things to take away from this, among some of the other things we talked about. But in terms of the assessment, we'll leave with this. Where do you see the assessment as a part of your process? We had Greg talk about earlier, he's got some networkers and nurturers being his top producers, which can happen, right? Which is important to note and to realize. And if you want to learn more about the assessment, register for the assessment workshop every first Tuesday of the month. But for you, Beau, in your process, where do you incorporate the assessment? How do you use it? How do you get the most out of it?
Yeah. So I was actually going to work this in. I asked you if I could have another minute, but this
Yeah.
works. So we use automation with IdealTraits. So we have the automated texting, we have the video interview. We do. I have decided because I'm in a position of strength, like you said, that I don't want to interview anybody doesn't have a personality of a
Yeah.
salesperson because I don't need anybody outside of that right now. Now, if I was interviewing for service, I would change what I'm looking for. If I needed more people, more candidates, I might eliminate or add, networker, etc. to that. But right now, I'm really sticking to the personality assessments that actually fit sales. And then from there, we ask them to do the video interview, and a lot of people do, and some don't. But if you talk to Jeff Nolan, I don't know if you've looked, you should check me. I should have told you to check my job posting because it's been on fire since I worked on it in February.
Yeah.
And I have not sponsored it, and it just is using this job posting done correctly. It has been on fire, and it takes very little time from our team because we have automation, and IdealTraits works good with that. Whenever I need more candidates and they're not doing the video interview or not taking personality assessment, but I love their resume, I'll pick up the phone and call 'em. I mean, is what it is. I got no pride.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, you know what, if they don't want to take time to do the assessment or this, or that, and it's like, dude, they just applied to 20 jobs. Do you think they want to take 20 assessments without you giving them some indication that you're interested
Yep.
in something? So I love reaching out to people and saying, I love your resume and I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
How's that make you feel? Makes you feel good. So reach out to them and then say, I'd love to interview. It's just a phone screen. I just need to talk to you for 10 minutes. Then and then if you like it, we schedule an interview. Then you say, before the interview, I need this stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hold them
Okay.
accountable. Yeah.
So that's it, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you hopping on. And I did just put Beau's email in the question and answer section again for anybody that has any questions. Beau@craigwigginscoaching.com. A lot of important stuff that's mentioned to you, right, folks? Those three C's makes a difference. Beau mentioned his job, and I just checked quickly 117 applications, in a matter of just a couple of weeks since obviously he made those tweaks. So, not sponsored, organic, 117. If you're looking to do things like that, take those three C's seriously and reach out. Go ahead.
Does that show people that we archive though, too?
It does, yeah. But
Okay.
you've got another one posted too that's got a decent amount of applications coming in. That one was just posted last week, and that's received like 10 plus applications already just in looks like 5 days. So a couple of ads rocking and rolling, which is great. Yeah.
So yeah, we're averaging 2 to 3 applications a day. It's
Yeah.
not crazy, but it's easy. It's very attainable to keep up with, and we're getting quality candidates from it every day. So I love IdealTraits. I'm more than happy to like scream for them. They don't sponsor my podcast. They don't sponsor me. I jumped on because and maybe they should, but I don't. They don't. And I just wanted to share with you guys the best practices. And I really do hope it works out for all of you. And Jeff or whoever else has stuff. If you want to chat it up, man, and I got time and you got time, shoot me an email. I could probably shoot you my calendar over, and maybe you could jump on my calendar and we could chat it up.
Yeah. Outstanding. Perfect. Well, great. A lot of good stuff today, folks. It's coming up on event season too. Bo's heading out to Texas Leaders Forum for all state agents. So if you're heading to that, you'll see Beau there. You'll see Jeff
Yep.
from Ideal Traits there. If you're going to Farmers Embrace next week in Las Vegas, me and Jeff will see you there. And any independent agent conferences that are coming up, if we're not registered, reach out to us. We'd love to see you there and try to come out and make it happen. But Beau, thank you again. If you haven't already looked at this podcast, I did put the Facebook page in there. So scroll all the way to the top, or you can just Google The Conviction of a Leader from Beau Vincent. A lot of great material in there. If you want to learn from Beau more than what you've learned here, of course, email him, take him up on his consulting. Not only one of the best agents in the country, but also one of the best consultants, and he's here to help. All right. So thank you again so much. Thank you to everybody listening, and we'll see you next month for Success Spotlight number 16 with Jonathan Q&A. All right. We'll see you then. Thanks again, Beau. Appreciate it.